Let us put ourselves in the holy presence of God. Father in heaven, always merciful and giver of life, we humbly ask that you bless each one of us, from the speakers, program committees, guests, and participants. Guide us to make better decisions as we incorporate what we will learn throughout this activity. Thank you for the infinite blessings and countless opportunities. Lord, today as we start our activity, may we always be grateful to learn new things. Shed the light of your wisdom and bless each one, especially our speakers, as they will share their knowledge to us. Through your mercy and grace, may peace and utmost understanding shine and dwell unto us. Almighty God, accompany each one and help us concentrate for us to gain more knowledge as we listen attentively. This we ask in your name. Amen.
Hello everyone, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat and welcome to another learning session offered to you by Knights of Online Marketers. So alam naman nating lahat, no, especially to those who keep on joining our free learning activities, na every Saturday meron kaming ino-offer na mga free webinars, and usually it's 10 o'clock in the morning. So that's why maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat, especially to those who are currently watching through Zoom conference as well as Facebook live streaming. So maraming salamat sa inyong suporta. So again, I mentioned that our webinars are actually free. So wala kayong babayarang registration fee. However, to those who are interested to request for a certificate of participation, so that's the time that you are required to pay the processing fee of 50 pesos. So it's optional lang naman, no, kasi there are also participants na gusto lang nilang maka-learn but hindi nila kailangan ng certificate. So that's why, again, this is a free webinar, but getting a certificate is just an option. Okay, so and since based on our registration form, sobra tayo ng 100, no? I already sent naman an email na kung sakaling hindi kayo makapasok na ng Zoom because it can only accommodate 100 individuals, you can participate through our Facebook Live. Pareho lang din naman. Wala naman siyang pinagkaiba. If you have questions that you want to ask, tapos nasa Facebook Live kayo, you can always comment your question sa comment section. Mababasa ko naman siya. And of course, to those naman na nandito sa Zoom, pwede rin naman kayong mag-ask ng question by sending a message through our chat box. Okay? So for today, actually, ito yung ika-third. This is the third HR topic or HR-related webinar that we offered for this month of February. So katatapos lang natin doon sa last Saturday with Human Resource Talent Acquisition. And then prior to that, Saturday before it, We also covered human resource training and development. So this is the third. No, syempre ikaapat siya kung kasama yung human resource management, yung pinaka-general natin na discussion. And I hope to see you again next Saturday, no? Kasi next Saturday we are going to discuss naman about human resource safety in the workplace and wellness of the employees. But for today, we are going to focus on policies and procedures, especially in terms of making sure na each and every employees of a particular company is following the policies set by the organization in order for us to create a dynamic workforce environment. Alam nyo kasi yung policies and procedures, isa yan siya sa mga aspects or components of human resource management. Napaka-importante nito because we can consider the policies and procedures na gagawin natin for an organization as mga essential guidelines or pwede natin silang tawagin na mga essential rules, no? In order for the workforce na maging productive at magtrabaho ng effectively. Yung mga policies and procedures na pwedeng gawin ng isang organization, marami. Kasi it covers various aspects, no? Pag sinabing company policies and procedures, kasi it can also refer to aspects of employment. Kaya pwedeng gumawa ng policies and procedures including sa recruitment, gagawa ng policies and procedures for the compensation, for the benefits, or dapat meron ding policies and procedures pagdating sa performance management, 'di ba? Sa mga disciplinary actions. Yan, dapat clearly communicated dapat yan. Yung mga disciplinary actions, no, na kapag ang isang empleyado naka-violate ng ganitong klaseng procedure, dapat clearly communicated talaga yan. So that's why it is always a recommendation na kapag merong mga bagong policies and procedures na pinablish si organization or si company, dapat magpag-gather talaga yan siya ng ipag-gather, no? Magkaroon ng staff meeting, tapos i-relay properly, no? Sa lahat ng mga staff or employees. Sa policies and procedures, of course, nandiyan din yung termination policies natin. It is very important for us to understand as well as implement. Siyempre, hindi lang dapat natin maintindihan, no? Kailangan din nating ma-implement ng maayos ang mga HR policies and procedures na meron tayo sa isang organization in order for us to maintain fairness, no? Kumbaga parang fair sa lahat ng empleyado. Kaya nga dapat ang mga nasa HR department, yung mga personal involved in delivering the human resources of the organization, dapat wala silang mga biases, no? Dapat fair talaga always. Kapag na-implement ng maayos itong mga policies and procedures, syempre magiging consistent ang operation ng organization or ng company. And yung pinaka-importante sa lahat is yung compliance natin. So kapag merong maayos na policies and procedures ang isang organization, magkakaroon ng tinatawag na na legally compliant na work environment. So that's why we decided to offer HR policies and procedures as one of the topics na i-offer namin as part of human resource management. So for the benefit of everyone, let me introduce myself quickly. My name is Piper Rambuanga. I am based here in Davao City. I am the founder and owner of KOM, or Knights of Online Marketers. I am a virtual assistant coach and trainer, as well as a digital marketing consultant and trainer. I am also offering my services, no, as a qualified mentor and coach of the Philippine Center for Entrepreneurship. At isa sa mga hinahandle ko na subject or module or discussion para sa mga Filipino entrepreneurs is yung human resource management nga. So that's why yung mga na-share ko sa inyo in the past na mga topics related to HR management, that is because we are guiding Filipino entrepreneurs para maka-invest sila ng maayos sa kanilang human capital. Okay? So, but also other than human resource, entrepreneurial mindsetting, values formation, marketing mindset, business model canvas, yung digitalization, yan talaga yung pinaka primary na services na ino-offer, no? Kaya nga, we are more on digital marketing and helping Filipinos to become online freelancers. So that's why if you are also interested na matutunan kung paano mag-start ng inyong digital career, you can also check our available programs sa Nights of Online Marketers. We are an industrial and developmental partner of DTI pagdating sa digital marketing. And we are also an industrial and developmental partner of DICT pagdating naman sa pag-a-assist ng mga Filipinos na magkaroon ng opportunities of working online by just making use of ICT into its full advantage. Okay? So that's why, again, if you're interested to learn more from us, then just check. I am encouraging you to like our official Facebook page, yung Nights of Online Marketers, pati na rin yung Facebook page ko kung saan tayo nagla-live streaming ngayon in order for you to be updated with our upcoming na mga activities. So eto yung mga previous natin na mga HR related na webinars, no? At meron pa tayong naiiwang isa for this month. This will be this coming February 24 webinar on human resource health and safety. So to those who are interested, pwede kayong mag-participate also with our last HR-related webinar. Etong February 3, February 10, and February 17, which is yung ngayon nga, no? All of our webinars are actually recorded or meron siyang recorded version. So that's why if you are, just in case na if you are planning to review and check our previously conducted webinars, may available po siya na mga recorded session sa Facebook page namin. And if you want to avail also of a certificate for that, pwede rin kayong mag-request. Just send us a message in order for us to process your certificates sa mga previously conducted webinars namin. So all you need to do is just to watch the recorded session and inform us na tapos na kayo. Okay, so and of course our other schedule for the month of February. Available naman tong schedule namin sa aming official Facebook page. Just check it. Even for the month of March, available na rin ang list of our webinars na ino-offer namin for free without registration. Now, I prepared actually always naman, no, na kapag meron kaming webinars, palagi kaming I am always preparing three topics per webinar. Pero yun nga, because we are only limited, no, for 2 hours, minsan hindi ko na talaga natatapos yung presentation ko. But hopefully for today, I can cover the 3 topics that I prepared under human resource policies and procedures. The first topic is of course yung understanding. The second topic is developing. And the third topic is implementing. So yun yung tatlong highlight ng ating HR policies and procedures. So we need to understand first, and then of course develop effective policies and procedures. And of course, implement. So, syempre, nag-develop ka na, di ba? Nag-craft ka na, nag-build ka na ng plan. So, you need to implement kung ano man yung policies and procedures na mga yon. All of you will receive a copy of my presentation on a PDF format, including the link para sa ating recorded webinar. So whether nag-avail kayo ng certificate or hindi, makakakuha kayo ng copy of of my presentation this morning, including again the link kung saan pwedeng ma-access ang recorded session. Kasi nga yung isa sa mga advocacy namin is to make our learning sessions accessible sa mga Filipinos. So that's why makaka-receive kayong lahat ng nag-register. Okay? Tapos yung mga nag-avail naman ng certificates, nakalagay naman sa registration form na you will receive it by tomorrow, February 18, Sunday. Hindi lang ako mag-mention ng time, pero tomorrow, marireceive ninyo ang certificate. Usually, like in the past, like last Saturday ba, usually kapag gabi or mga midnight, kasi pag hindi pa ako inaantok minsan, I am preparing the certificates already. So just check your email para sa certificate of participation for today. The total number of hours magre-reflect naman sa certificate. Nakalagay doon 2 hours. Okay, 2 hours yung ating webinar. So let's begin with the first topic, which is all about understanding HR policies and procedures. So meron tayong subtopics under this one. Of course, kailangan muna nating i-define at kailangan nating i-identify kung ano yung importance of the HR policies and procedures sa isang organization or sa isang company. Second subtopic is the types of HR policies. Napakaraming HR policies ang pwedeng gawin ng isang organization. But I will just enumerate here 4 later on. 4 lang for the benefit of time. Third subtopic is all about the role of HR policies in the success of an organization. And of course, kailangan din natin i-consider yung satisfaction ng ating mga employees. So ibig sabihin, every time that you craft, every time you create procedures, every time that you implement policies, make sure na hindi lang yung company or organization ang nagbe-benefit. So dapat pati ang mga empleyado or the workforce itself, kailangan satisfied rin sila. Ako meron din ako mga previews in the past yung empleyado pa ako. During my younger years when I am still working as a nurse. Kasi by education and by profession, I am a nurse. Tapos naging empleyado din naman ako before, bago ako nag-start into doing business. At aminado din naman ako na meron akong mga policies talaga na vina-violate noon. In fact, when I resigned sa isang private hospital kung saan ako nag-work dati, hindi ko na, 'di ba, when you submitted your resignation letter, dapat meron pa yang depende sa policies and procedures, pero usually 30 days talaga ang grace period na binibigay. Siyempre para sa transition, endorsement, transfer of duties and responsibilities. Pero what I did after I submitted my resignation, kinabukasan, hindi na talaga ako nag-report. Okay? Pero siguro dahil bata pa ako noon, parang siguro parang something like pasaway, parang ganyan, no? And then I can still remember also another employment experience ko noon. At eto yung sa akin, nagpa-realize na kung bakit gusto kong maging isang business owner. Yun yung nagpa-realize sa akin kung bakit gusto kong maging isang entrepreneur. Kasi in my past employment na journey, I was given a position as a quality management representative or QMR. So technically speaking, quality assurance yung focus ko. I need to make sure that all employees of the hospital are following the policies and procedures ng hospital. So ako yung parang compliance. So binabantayan ko kung sino yung late, kung sino yung absences, and so on. Pero it came to a point also na ako mismo as the person in charge of monitoring the policies and procedures, ako din minsan yung nagva-violate. Kaya ginalitan ako ng owner ng hospital na yon, yung administrator namin. Tapos sinabi niya sa akin na, Piper, hindi ka role model, no? Kasi kailangan dapat ikaw mismo sinusunod mo yung mga policies. So galit na galit yung may-ari sa akin. Hanggang sinabi niya sa akin na, Piper, kung gusto mong ikaw yung nasusunod, much better magpatayo ka ng sarili mong business. So actually yung galit niya at yung sinabi niya sa akin, yung statement na yun ang nag-lead sa akin into becoming an entrepreneur. Kasi may point naman siya. Kung gusto mo na ikaw yung masunod, then be a business owner. Pero kung gusto mong maging empleyado or if you applied as an employee, dapat alam mo na kaagad na you are going to follow the policies and procedures set by the organization. Wala kang choice. Dahil empleyado ka, all policies and procedures by the organization kailangan mong ilagay sa puso at isipan mo yun. Okay? So that's why naging business person ako. Well, tama din naman, di ba? Kaya kung gusto niyo na kayo yung nasusunod, then you are going to you need to build your own enterprise. So let's define and give some importance of HR policies and procedures, no? So let's start with the definition. Well, from the word itself, policies and procedures are two different set of guidelines. So, di ba siya, pag sinabi nating policy, so eto yung mga rules. Like, halimbawa, ang isang organization, meron silang recruitment na policy. Okay? Meron silang policy about compensation and benefits. Meron silang performance management policy. Ang procedure naman, parang eto naman yung flow of actions or comprehensive na step-by-step guidelines na kailangan yung gawin related to that particular policy. Kunyari, meron kayong policy about termination. So what's the procedure na kailangang sundin in regards to the termination policy? So kumbaga para silang partners in crime. Policies and procedures, although meron silang distinction, meron silang pinagkaiba, but they work hand in hand together. So kumbaga, one cannot survive without the other. Siyempre kung merong policy, merong procedure. So just like for example, some Filipinos magre-register sa aming mga upcoming na events. So for example, the schedule is this coming March 2. So medyo matagal pa yung March 2, no? May mga 2 weeks pa bago yung March 2. Tapos merong magre-request. Kunyari, sasabihin niya, Coach Piper, Miss Piper, pwede ba namin i-advance yung certificate? So, ang response ko palagi sa kanila, I am sending them our policies and procedures in regards to the certificate issuance. Kasi nga, documented yung mga policies and procedures na yon. So, that's why sinisend ko para basahin na lang nila comprehensively kung ano yung aming policies and procedures in regards to certificate issuance. So, kung baga, nakalagay naman dito sa ating definition sa presentation, rule book for the workplace. So they are what we call guidelines, formalized guidelines. Ibig sabihin, hindi lang nasa isip. Kaya nga minsan may mga empleyado na naghahanap ng written policy or written procedure in regards to their disciplinary action. Minsan may mga ganyang empleyado kumbaga parang gusto nilang ipagtanggol yung sarili nila. Kunyari, nagkaroon siya ng violation, tapos sinabi ng HR personnel in charge of compliance, bibigyan ka namin ng written warning. So minsan ang mga empleyado, meron ba tayong nakasulat na policies and procedures about it? Na kapag na-violate ko ito, written warning yung marireceive ko? So kapag wala kang naipakita, 'di ba? Parang gumagawa ka na lang ng kwento. Everything must be documented. Do not just think it. You need to ink it as well. So that's why they are considered formalized na mga guidelines na ine-establish natin for a company or for an organization to govern various aspects of employment and workplace behavior. Kung wala kasing rules ang isang organization, hindi guided ang mga empleyado. They are not guided. Kaya kung gagawa kayo ng policies and procedures, kailangan naka-outline ng maayos ang expectations. Naka-outline ng maayos yung objectives of the policies. What are the standards that needs to be followed o yung tinatawag nating SOP, no? Standard Operating Procedure. Kasi etong mga policies na to, eto yung parang batas na isiset mo sa isang organization in order for the employees to follow. Kung gusto mo silang i-guide, create rules. If you want to assist them, make sure that procedures are detailed with the specific steps step by step. Especially sa mga tinatawag nating HR-related situations. Pag sinabi nating HR policies, no, sabi ko nga sa inyo kanina, 'di ba, it's different from procedures, 'di ba? Kasi kapag sinabi nating policy, kumbaga it is focused on employment-related matters. These employment-related matters na ang tawag na natin policies will somehow provide guidance kung paano or kung ano yung dapat i-expect ng organization or ng company sa kanyang mga empleyado. Ang mga policies, ito yung mag-guide sa mga empleyado kung paano sila mag-behave. Yung mga policies, ito yung pwedeng mag-identify sa mga empleyado, ano ba yung acceptable sa hindi acceptable. Samantalang again, yung human resource procedures naman, 'di ba, mga detailed instructions 'yun. Kaya magkaiba sila, 'di ba? Procedures, they are called detailed instructions that will outline, no, the steps to be taken ng company at saka ng mga empleyado. Kapag merong SOP or Standard Operating Procedure, it will ensure consistency, no? Kapag may maayos na procedure, it will kumbaga magkakaroon ng chance that employees will adhere to the policies that you created and approved, of course, by the company. So they work hand in hand together. Kung may policies, it will follow na dapat merong procedures. There are a lot of kumbaga important reasons kung bakit kailangan ng isang organization magkaroon ng maayos na policies and procedures. Isa sa pwede nating makonsider na importance is of course yung legal compliance, no? Ang HR policies and procedures kasi ng isang organization, kailangan nating mag-comply sa mga relevant na laws and regulations, especially in terms of employment practices, para maiwasan yung tinatawag nating mga legal risk. So dapat meron kayong policies about kumbaga under probationary, and then meron kayong procedures ilang months. Usually in the Philippines, 6 months naman talaga yan. Pero mga like sa in-demand na online job sa panahon ngayon, 'di ba? Syempre uso na 'yan, no, sa Pilipinas, yung pagiging isang online worker or pagiging isang virtual professional, tapos magtratrabaho ka sa isang US-based na company. So kapag ang company is based in the US, of course, they are not governed by the Philippine laws. Kaya walang mga 13th month pay, 'di ba? Walang double pay during holiday and so on. Kasi nga, as an online worker, the company man is based outside of the Philippines. And usually, yung probationary period, hindi 6 months. Minsan nasa 3 months lang pwede ka nang maging regular team member. So that's why depende kung saan kayo mag-work. Kasi yung iba sa inyo dito, given the chance, for example, HR ka, gusto mong you are hired by a company, tapos nilagay ka sa HR department. So kung US based, kung outside of the Philippines yung company, syempre yung legal compliance will be based kung saan located yung company. But tapos kung nasa Philippines naman, so you need to follow what are the laws and regulations governing employment practices para maiwasan ulit yung mga legal risk. Consistency. That's also one important reason na pwede nating i-consider, no, kung bakit dapat meron talagang maayos na HR policies and procedures. Kasi magiging consistent ka kung merong sinusunod na SOP or Standard Operating Procedure. Maiiwasan dito ang unconscious bias na decision. Kasi hindi naman natin maiiwasan yung fact na meron ding minsan itong mga HR personnel natin. Syempre meron din yan silang mga friends from other departments na empleyado din, of course, ng organization or ng company. Kaya minsan meron talagang unbiased or unconscious bias na decision from the HR personnel. Minsan hindi na lang bibigyan ng sanction, no? Kasi close sila. Actually, it happened to me, going back to my experience as a nurse, no? Kasi I can still remember na meron akong dati, kumbaga meron akong sama ng loob sa aking head nurse before. Kasi every time na nagkakaroon ako ng mistake, no, ng mali in terms of delivering my nursing services sa mga patients namin, kahit minimal lang na mali, ipapagawa niya kaagad ako ng IR or ng incident report. Piper, please submit an incident report, something like that. Bakit hindi nabigyan ng reseta yung ating watcher para ma-provide nila yung medicine, something like that. Pero yung mga senior staff nurse naman, kapag the same mistake yung nagawa nila kagaya sa akin, hindi sila pinapasabit ng IR. Yan yung sinasabi, ngayon naiintindihan ko because I work in the HR scenario, no? Meron talagang mga unconscious bias, especially kung nakabuild ka na ng friendship. Pero kung merong maayos na policies and procedures ang isang organization, mapro-promote ang fairness and uniformity in terms of decision making as well as treatment of employees. Kaya nga na-mention ko na consistency is pwede siyang makonsider na importance of HR policies and procedures. Of course, ang mga policies and procedures, no, pwede rin yang makatulong sa atin in terms of promoting the organizational values, 'di ba? Kasi yung HR policies and procedures na gagawin at saka i-implement ninyo, it will reflect the values, it will showcase the culture, no? Yung mga policies and procedures will also kumbaga parang maipakita yung commitment sa mga ethical practices to the point na kapag ang mga policies and procedures will reflect to the values of the organization, mashi-shape yung yung reputation ng employer, 'di ba? Or yung brand reputation mismo ng organization or ng business. So that's why policies and procedures, hindi lang ito para sa legal compliance, hindi lang para maging consistent ka in terms of decision making and employee treatment, but also, as I mentioned, it can help you promote organizational values. Kaya pwede kayong mag-create ng mga policies like anti-discrimination policy. Yung mga ganyan, 'di ba? Kasi syempre meron tayong mga pag sinabing anti-discrimination, syempre it will reflect to the age, no, sa edad, or sa gender preference, sa sexual identity, like LGBT members, 'di ba? For sure, baka maka-experience yan sila ng discrimination in the workplace, 'di ba? Or yung ethnic background mo, like for example, 'di ba, like yung mga Bisaya, 'di ba? Minsan nagkakaroon ng discrimination sa workplace. So that's why pwedeng mag-create halimbawa ng anti-discrimination policy. Kaya kung meron kayong anti-discrimination policy, tapos merong isang empleyado, kunyari merong isang empleyado, nag-file siya ng complaint sa HR department kasi binubuli siya or dinidiscriminate siya because of gender identity. So that's why ang gagawin niyan, kung meron kayong maayos na procedure, the HR compliance team will investigate about the complaint. Tapos i-check ng HR compliance team ang anti-discrimination policy kung talagang na-violate ito ng mga empleyado. So with that, ma-ensure yung fair, ma-ensure na merong maayos na process, and the HR will take appropriate corrective action if in case napatunayan na meron talagang discrimination na nangyari based on the violation of the anti-discrimination policy. So you see, di ba, importante na mag-create ng policies and procedures. Siguro well-known na or common na sa atin yung Code of Conduct or COC, palagi naman yung meron. Kumbaga parang na yan, by default, no? By default, kumbaga parang built-in na meron talagang Code of Conduct ang isang organization. Maganda kapag meron kayong Code of Conduct at dapat updated ito always. So like for example, may bagong empleyado na hinire, tapos naka-receive na siya ng or naka-schedule na siya sa orientation niya about the company's code of conduct. So during the orientation or yung tinatawag nating onboarding ng mga bagong empleyado na to, so naka-outline doon sa code of conduct yung dapat yung tinatawag nating professional behavior, 'di ba? Kung paano siya mag-act, kung paano siya the way na magtrabaho at makipag-deal with the colleagues. Usually sa code of conduct dyan din naka-indicate yung yung confidentiality ng mga information of the company. Meron nga kami dati, no, let me share this experience as well. I had this team member, kasamahan ko siya sa team namin. Tapos naka-Zoom kami like 8 hours for the entire shift. Kumbaga parang naka-open yung camera through Zoom. Yan yung mga tinatawag nating some agencies kasi kapag nag-work from home kayo, gusto nila talagang i-make sure na every second, every minute you are working and you are not sleeping. Kasi syempre, magkaiba yung time zone ng US at saka ng Philippines. Umaga sa kanila, gabi sa atin. So may tendency talaga na antukin ka. Kaya yung isa sa mga tiniramuhuan ko before, naka-open talaga yung Zoom like 8 hours for the entire shift. Tapos syempre para hindi kami antukin or dalawin ng antok, minsan nag-uusap-usap naman kami para at least lively kahit madaling araw. And then here comes na merong isang bookkeeper na kasama doon sa Zoom, nasa Zoom ba? Tapos nag-handle siya ng isang client. And then sa sobrahan naming kwentuhan, ganon, nag na-breach niya no yung code of conduct of confidentiality. Kasi na-mention niya sa amin kung magkano ang binabayaran ng client. So naging aware kami na, eto pala yung binabayad ng client. So some of the team members na nasa Zoom nagkaroon ng comparison. Kasi bakit ganito lang yung sweldo natin tapos ganito pala yung binabayad ng client. And because of that, nakarating ito sa upper management. And na-terminate talaga yung team member because of breaching the confidentiality. Kasi syempre maraming team members ang naging aware na ganito kalaki ang binabayad pero ganito lang yung sweldo and so on. So kaya minsan, talagang ang pinaka-worst is termination talaga. Wala nang warning. Siyempre, nandyan din yung sa onboarding, no, yung code of conduct, yung conflicts of interest, and of course, yung mga ethical standards. Okay, so that's why it is important, again, for every single company or organization na magkaroon ng maayos na policies and procedures. Kapag may policy, anong sunod na gagawin? Procedure. What's the standard operating procedure na gagawin nyo? Kung meron kayong policy about data privacy and confidentiality na policy halimbawa, so ano yung procedures na gagawin if someone will violate confidentiality? Of course, yung leave, mga attendance policies. So ano yung procedure ninyo with that? And with that, let's proceed on the second subtopic. Mag-enumerate tayo ng iba't ibang klase ng mga HR policies and procedures. 'Di ba sabi natin kanina no, the policies and procedures will help you shape the organizational culture. The policies and procedures will help you ensure legal compliance. And of course, sa HR department naman, magkakaroon sila ng effective at maayos na HR management. Ang policies and procedures, we already discussed this one during our human resource management na webinar. Wherein, di ba, ang isang department, matatawag siya na department kapag multiple teams na ang meron doon. Kaya minsan naka-encounter ako na tatlo lang silang HR personnel, tatlo lang sila na nagtatrabaho under HR, tapos ang tawag nila HR department na, tatlo lang sila. Paano sila technically speaking, paano ka naging department kung wala ka namang mga teams, 'di ba? Kung may HR department, ang pinaka-highest role is HR manager, 'di ba? HR manager, yan yung pinaka-highest. Ang sunod sa kanya is the HR supervisor. And of course, under the supervisor naman, merong mga team leaders. So kaya magiging department ka if you have multiple teams. Kunyari, HR department, meron siyang recruitment team. So that's in charge of the talent acquisition. May isa namang team in charge of training and development. So training team, ganon, under the HR department. So meron siyang sariling team leader for that. Etong policies and procedures naman, compliance team usually ang tawag. Pero depende kung may other na phrase or term na ginagamit ang ibang organization. Pero usually, ang tawag sa kanila compliance team. During our HR management na webinar, I shared to you na sa mga naka-join lang naman, no, shinare ko doon about what we call span of control. If you want to have an effective HR management, if you want to facilitate an effective human resource management, i-consider dapat yung tinatawag na span of control. So kunyari, ang isang team leader, kumbaga, you need to identify ilan ang ratio. Ang team leader, para maging effective siya, ilang team members ang dapat meron siya. Kasi baka naman 10 ang team members tapos isa lang yung team leader. So baka hindi niya na ma-facilitate ng maayos yung team niya. Kaya pwedeng mag-hire or mag-promote ng assistant team leader para may assistant. So the same with a supervisor, HR supervisor. Tapos sa HR department, merong 6 na teams. May compliance team, may payroll team, recruitment team, health and wellness team, and so on. So do you think kaya bang i-manage ng isang supervisor ang 6 na team leaders? So that's why baka pwede nang mag-hire ng isang co-supervisor or assistant supervisor. So that's why yung HR department itself, i-consider talaga nila always yung span of control para ma-facilitate ng maayos, no, yung pag-deliver ng effective human resource management. Kaya dapat merong compliance team. At yung mga ilalagay sa compliance team, dapat sila yung kumbaga parang medyo hindi malambot ang puso. Ganon. Kasi sila yung yung nasa compliance team, sila yung makikipag-usap sa mga empleyado para sabihin na you are terminated, ganon. Kumbaga parang pwede kang magsalita ng direct to the point sa mga empleyado. Kasi kung mahiyain ka, no, introvert ka, mahiyain ka, hindi ka vocal, hindi ka pala salita, so hindi ka pwede sa compliance, no? Kasi kailangan firm ang pag-uugali ng mga tao. Sabihin na lang natin na yung medyo may pagka-stricta, no? Kumbaga yung parang merong aura na ang mga empleyado matatakot sa kanya, parang something like that. Palagi ko namang sinasabi, 'di ba, na ang HR department, sabi nila, and based sa mga nababasa ko, the HR department is the most hated department daw sa isang organization. So that's why kailangan talagang magkaroon niya ng balance, no, na ang HR department dapat hindi lang puro compliance or hindi lang palaging magbigay ng sanctions sa mga employees. Dapat balance, dapat meron ding isang team responsible naman para sa mga incentives, para sa mga bonuses, para sa mga rewards. Minsan tinatawag nating employee success team of the HR department. Kumbaga sila yung mag-iisip ng ano ba yung pwedeng maging rewards, yung pwede nating i-offer na reward sa mga empleyado. Or kunyari, for example, kapag birthday ng empleyado, so ano yung gagawin ng company or ng organization during the birthday celebration of the employee? Mag-sponsor ba ang organization ng birthday cake? Something like that. During Christmas, may mga tokens ba silang marireceive from the employer? So ang nag-organize ng mga ganyang plano, yung employee success team. Kasi para naman balance, para yung retention rate, no, yung status ng mga empleyado, tatagal sila. Kung meron kayong attendance policies, nakalagay dyan, no, halimbawa, kapag na-late ka, meron kang deduction. So dapat meron kayong incentive program na kapag wala kang late at kapag perfect attendance ka, merong 1,000 pesos na marireceive. So dapat nga balance, no? Hindi lang puro ang HR kasi palaging nakafocus sa pagkakamali 'di ba, ng mga empleyado pag nagkamali, hala sige, sanction ka agad, verbal warning, written warning, and so on. So dapat clear yan sa ating mga procedures. So recruitment policies, attendance policies, leave at saka yung code of conduct, yun lang yung apat na nilagay ko dito sa presentation. Kasi nga ano 'di ba, marami tayong pwedeng gawing policies pero usually ito yung parang common. Ito yung parang by default na dapat meron talaga tayong policies for this. Like for example, recruitment. Syempre kailangan mo ng ano, mag-hire ng mga empleyado. So ang recruitment policies, bali naka-outline dito yung process ng inyong hiring. Naka-indicate dito yung procedures, naka-indicate dito yung guidelines kung paano kayo mag-attract, paano kayo mag-select, at saka paano kayo mag-hire ng mga qualified na mga applicants para ma-fill yung mga job vacancies in your organization. Kaya etong policies related to recruitment, usually naka-cover dito yung procedures ninyo, no? Policies and procedures on job posting. So dapat meron kayong ano, kunyari may policy kayo na halimbawa, you are going to do some Facebook advertisement. So that's your policy. Kunyari merong approved policy na every time na may vacant na job position in the organization, automatically mag-post kayo at mag-advertise. So that's an example of a policy. So ano yung procedure na gagawin nyo? So kasama dyan, no, yung aspects of job postings, tapos nakalagay din dyan sa recruitment policies yung screening. Siyempre bago mag-interview, mag-screening muna. Siyempre, kunyari nag-job posting ka, maraming applicants yan, maraming magsasubmit ng kanilang resumes or curriculum vitaes. Siyempre, hindi mo naman pwedeng interviewin lahat. Hindi mo naman pwedeng interviewin lahat ng nag-apply. You need to do some screening muna. Ano yung tinatawag na resume screening. And I suggest, based on our discussion last Saturday sa mga nag-participate, na para maiwasan na magkaroon ng bias, kapag nag-resume screening kayo, you need to hide or cover the personal information, including yung picture kung sakali. Kasi nga meron tayong tinatawag na unconscious bias, 'di ba, in decision making. Minsan kasi etong mga nasa recruitment team, yung mga hiring managers or hiring personnel, recruitment staff, pag nakita nila yung picture ng applicant, tapos sabihin na lang natin na hindi siya ganun kaganda or hindi ganun kagwapo yung picture, minsan hindi siya nagiging priority. Yan yung tinatawag na unconscious bias. Kumbaga parang hindi mo namamalayan na may bias na nangyayari because of the physical appearance of the applicant. Tapos minsan nakikita din natin doon yung age, 'di ba? Unless if it is part of your qualification. Kunyari nilagay nyo talaga sa job posting 20 to 30 years old. So syempre you need to screen kasi baka may nag-apply na 18 years old, 'di ba? May nag-apply na 55 years old. Pero actually somehow parang ano din 'yan, no? Hindi siya discrimination eh. Kumbaga improper use of language, parang ganyan. Kaya meron tayong last Saturday we discussed about the right language to use kapag nagpo-post kayo ng mga available position sa inyong organization. 'Di ba? Like for example, using the right language na dapat hindi kunyari word like energetic. We are looking for an energetic ganyan. Kasi somehow the use of word na energetic will affect yung mga medyo may edad na aplikante. Kumbaga parang ma-feel nila na they are not qualified kasi nakalagay energetic. Siyempre kung matanda ka na, may edad ka na, hindi ka naman ganun ka-energetic talaga, di ba? So that's why may screening. Bago mag-interview, mag-screening muna. In order for you to decide based on qualifications talaga. Pero minsan, kasi nga depende naman yan sa organization ninyo, kasi nga depende naman yan sa policy. Depende naman yan sa policy kasi sa recruitment policies ninyo, pwede rin kayo maglagay dyan ng background check. Background check. Di ba minsan nagba-background check ang mga recruitment staff. So kaya marami tayong nalalaman pa at aside from the information provided sa resume nila. Actually kami, meron kaming experience before na ang recruitment staff nagba-background check even sa social media. So kunyari nag-apply kayo sa isang organization. Kunyari ang pangalan Ronald Rambuanga. Ang ibang recruitment staff or ang recruitment team kasi medyo madami sila. So dinedelegate yung task na mag-background check through social media. Kaya chine-check din talaga yung mga activities natin kasi nga we are always posting almost everything sa social media, 'di ba? Personal activities natin. Kaya nung nag-background check, nag-social media check yung recruitment staff tapos nakita niya na palagi kang galit, nagpo-post ka, tapos gumagamit ka ng mga bad words, tapos palagi kang nagpo-post ng picture ng red horse, ganun, picture ng tanduay. So there's a possibility na ang magiging ang assessment ng recruitment staff, baka isipin nila na mahilig kang uminom at baka palagi kang lasing, no? Baka ang tendency if you're going to work, nakainom ka and so on. So that's why we need to make use of social media as well responsibly. So, that's for the recruitment policies. Attendance policies, ito by default, kumaga parang built-in na ito, di ba? When I started KOM, yung Knights of Online Marketers, yung sarili kong negosyo, I started this one way back 2013. We are actually going to celebrate our 10th year this coming July. So, 10 taon na si Knights of Online Marketers as a registered business. Pero bago ko siya pinaregister, 8 months muna kaming testing the market. Kumbaga home-based, nasa bahay lang kami. So I founded KOM talaga 2013, November to be exact. Outsourcing company kami. So meron akong mga agents and we are catering clients abroad. Tapos nung nagsimula akong mag-hire ng mga kaibigan ko, mga kapitbahay namin, kasi I started lang dito sa barangay namin in Davao City. Tapos yung hina-hire ko ng mga agents before, mga kapitbahay lang, friends and so on. Particularly those who belong in the LGBT. Kasi nga I am a member of the LGBT community, 'di ba? So gusto kong bigyan ng decent job ang mga LGBT, pati out of school youth, para magkaroon sila ng decent income. So 2013, ang pasweldo ko sa kanila, 10,000 pesos a month. Doon kami nag-start. Siyempre, startup company pa ako noon. Tapos ito yung na-realize ko. 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. kasi ang reporting time nila or shift nila. Tapos dahil nga kapitbahay ko, kaibigan ko, minsan 8:30 na pupunta, something like that, or palagi talagang late. Kasi they are not guided by rules. Kaya doon ko naisipan na kailangan ko sigurong mag-create ng policies para marespeto nila ako as their employer. So sabi ko sa sarili ko, kailangan kong mag-create ng policies in order for me and for my employees na magkaroon ng boundary na kapag nagtratrabaho, I am not their friend. I am their employer. Something like that, di ba? Kaya nag-create ako ng attendance policies. Like kapag malate ka ng 1 minute or every minute na late ka, that's 1 peso deduction. So kung 8:05 ka na nagpasok, minus 5 pesos ka na on that day. Tapos sa attendance naman, of course, no work, no pay kami nun. Tapos dress code. Kasi yung mga, syempre nga, members sila ng LGBT community, minsan naka-spaghetti strap, going to the office and so on, ganyan. Kaya sabi ko, I need to create a policy about dress code para they can also consider na para talaga sila nag-o-office kahit nandito lang kami sa bahay. Kaya nung ni-launch ko na or ni-register ko na nung 2014 ang business, ready na yung aming mga policies and procedures. Kumbaga hindi na ako na masyadong nahirapan when we go out in public. Kasi when KOM started pa lang, when I am still testing the water, when I am still testing the market, nag-start na rin akong mag-create ng policies and procedures. So yung attendance policies, syempre, obviously, this is regarding employee attendance, punctuality, yung breaks ninyo. Like for example, na-mention ko kanina na, di ba 8 hours a day lang naman ang full time. Pero may lunch break man. So that's why they will report from 8 a.m. to 5. So 9 hours in total yon kasi may 1 hour na lunch break. At kailangan clear sa policy na unpaid break yun. Ibig sabihin walang bayad. Pero yung mga coffee breaks, yung mga breaks in between, ang pinaka maximum, kumbaga parang hindi maximum, minimum no, depende sa employer no. Ano talaga in one day, dapat merong 30 minutes na paid break, yung tinatawag niya na coffee break. Like sa morning, merong 15 minutes, sa hapon merong 15 minutes naman. So dapat nakalagay yan sa policy. And during the onboarding of the employee or orientation ng bagong employee, dapat na-disseminate yan clearly to them. And in terms of breaks, for example, sa breaks, no, may mga companies kasi na hindi fix ang kanilang coffee breaks. Ibig sabihin, depende sa employer, sa employee kung kailan niya gustong mag-coffee break. Pwede naman ganon. If in case pwedeng ganon na bahala na si employee kung kailan niya i-avail ang 15 minutes na break in the morning, 15 minutes naman in the afternoon. Pero you need to create a policy na hindi pwedeng mag-break kung hindi pa siya naka-render ng 2 hours of work in the morning. Kasi 'di ba ang sabi natin, ang policy, yung 15 minutes break na ino-offer mo, sabi mo kasi depende sa empleyado kung kailan niya gustong i-avail ang morning and afternoon breaks niya, pwedeng ganon. Siyempre hindi kasi pwedeng isabay-sabay lahat ang empleyado na mag-break, 'di ba? Hindi pwedeng sabay-sabay lahat break kasi walang maiiwan doon sa department. So pwedeng anytime sa break break. Pero mag-create ka ng policy na hindi pwedeng i-avail ang morning break kapag hindi pa siya naka-render ng 2 hours. So kung ang shift niya is 8 a.m. ng umaga mag-start, dapat mag-start siya ng break alas 10 pa. Kasi baka kung hindi clear yung policy mo, baka pagpasok niya ng alas 8 ng umaga, pagka 8:30 nag-break na siya kaagad, 'di ba? So hindi pa siya nagre-render ng trabaho, nag-break na kaagad. The same with the afternoon break. Mag-create kayo ng policy na dapat 2 hours after lunch break. Kasi katatapos lang ng lunch, 1:00 bumalik. Tapos pagka 1:30 nag-afternoon break na kaagad. So that's why you need to create policies on that at dapat clear. And also yung policy na hindi siya pwedeng i-combine. 'Di ba? Kasi sabi nga any time of the day pwedeng i-avail yung breaks. Tapos ang ginawa ng isang employee, kinombine niya yung 15 minutes ng umaga and 15 minutes ng hapon. Hindi pwede din 'yun. Okay? At saka hindi din siya pwedeng hindi ka rin pwedeng mag-break ng kunyari sa afternoon nag-break ka ng 4:45. So 15 minutes na lang mag-out na, hindi din pwede 'yon. Kasi sasabihin ng empleyado, "Ma'am, kasi according to the policy, 'di ba yung 15 breaks, 15 minutes na break, pwedeng kunin 2 hours after the lunch break." So alas 3 'yon ng hapon. Tapos yung empleyado 4:45 nag-break. Pagbalik niya, time out na. Hindi din pwede. Kaya pwede rin kayo mag-create ng policies na from 3 o'clock to 4 p.m. lang. So yung 15 minutes na break for the afternoon, so pwedeng kunin siya ng 3 to 4, tapos sa morning naman ng between 10 to 11 and so on. Yan yung about breaks, no? And of course, yung mga yung sa attendance, kung absent, no work, no pay, usually ganyan naman talaga palagi or holiday, no? Syempre sa Pilipinas, double pay kapag magwo-work ka ng holiday. Tapos may mga special holidays din ang mga provinces or city and so on. So dapat meron din kayong mga policies about that. Pag sinabing attendance policies, it will also refer to your leave. Although meron tayong separate na policy for that, no? Yun yung next discussion natin. Okay? So yan yung attendance policies. Ang third and fourth na pwede kong i-share sa inyo is yung leave policies nga at saka yung code of conduct. Siyempre, yung leave policies, it refers to the different types of leave na pwedeng i-avail ng isang employee. Pwedeng vacation leave, di ba? Sick leave, merong mga parental leave like maternity and paternity leave. Tapos merong bereavement leave. Yung bereavement leave, for example, merong namatay. Usually, kapag merong namatay, you can create policies depende sa degree ng relationship. Usually 5 days or 1 week or depende kung kunyari, for example lang, no, knock on wood lang, yung isang empleyado namatay yung kanyang nanay. So that's first degree, di ba? So yung nanay mo, tatay mo, mother-in-law, father-in-law, asawa mo, anak mo, yan yung mga first degree na tinatawag natin. So pwede kang mag-bereavement leave, mag-create ng policy ang organization na from from the day na namatay hanggang sa ililibing, ganon. So depende kung gaano kahaba yun. For example, 7 days in total, magli-leave siya ng 7 days, pwede. Pero depende yan sa policy kung with pay or without pay. So depende nga sa policy ninyo, dapat nga clear. Pero kapag second degree, hindi na pwede yung 7 days. Hindi ka pwedeng mag-bereavement leave ng from day 1 hanggang libing. Usually kapag outside of the first degree, kunyari ang namatay pinsan mo, so dapat merong policy doon, merong policy ang organization na you are only allowed for 3 days lang na mag-leave ka. Kasi pinsan mo lang naman or hindi siya first degree ang relationship ninyo. So yan yung mga example, no? Yung maternity, meron akong dati, when I was part of the HR department, yung maternity leave ng yung policy namin about maternity leave, 1 month lang talaga siya. 1 month, tapos with pay siya, pero half lang. Kunyari, a half day lang. So if the salary is 20,000, maternity leave siya ng 30 days, meron siyang makukuhang 10,000 pesos from the company. So that's the policy. So again, it depends on the laws and governing regulation ng government para hindi ka mareklamo and compliant ka with legal practices. Okay? Meron tayong marami pang ibang klase ng leave na pwedeng i-identify. Okay? So that's why you need to create a policy and procedure on that. And minsan, lalo na yung, kunyari ang sick leave, ganyan. So for example, minsan kasi ang sick leave, depende sa, ang mga leave, like vacation and sick leave, ganyan, depende kasi yan sa organization if they are going to count it by hours or by day. Minsan kasi merong mga organization na they are counting it hours, no? Kasi minsan kasi yung criterion ng mga organizations, accrual rate kasi sila, or yung kumbaga parang nag-i-increase ang PTO or paid time off. Kumbaga nag-iipon ka, the longer you stay in the company, mas tumataas yung total number of hours mo pagdating sa leave, particularly vacation leave, ganyan. So kunyari, sick leave. Kapag under proby ka pa, ang sick leave, work without pay. No work, no pay, I mean. Pero kung regular ka na, mag-sick leave ka, with pay ka, pero you are only given 5 days, a total of 5 days na sick leave. So again, it depends on the organization or company. Just make sure that every time you create policies, pag may bagong policy, magpatawag ka agad ng staff meeting, mag-distribute ka agad ng mga memo, i-email ka agad yan sa lahat ng empleyado para na-disseminate ng maayos yung valuable na information na yon. And of course, yung code of conduct. Sabi natin kanina, by default, meron na talaga to, no? Kasi yung code of conduct, mga ethical standards, di ba usually ganyan? Behavior, ethics, professionalism, ano ba yung expected behaviors na dapat gampanan ng mga employees. Nakalagay din dyan minsan sa code of conduct yung integrity, yung mga ganyan, respect, confidentiality. And of course, yung compliance with the Philippine laws and regulations or kung saang country man na base yung client mo or yung employer mo or yung company mismo. And of course, meron itong mga, kung may violation, meron siyang, the HR will immediately investigate. Kagaya ng sinabi natin kanina, yung anti-discrimination policy, no? Na kapag merong nag-file ng complaint na naka-feel siya ng discrimination, so pwedeng mag-investigate ka agad yung HR. Mag-investigate. Dapat wala mo ng desisyon. Kasi syempre, one-sided yun kung sakali, di ba? So kapag merong nag-file ng complaint about discrimination or harassment in the workplace, so the HR personnel in charge of that, syempre mag-investigate ng incident. Mag-gather muna ng mga evidences bago magbigay ng appropriate disciplinary action based on the procedures and code of conduct. So dapat hindi muna magbigay ng disciplinary action without proper investigation. Okay, so yan lang yung 4 na types of HR policies and procedures na pwede kong i-share sa inyo. Later on, I am going to post the attendance sheet para makakulang ng A yung organizational success. Eto yung attendance sheet, i-remind ko kayo with that especially to those who are watching right now. Kasi minsan ganito ang nangyayari. Yung ibang nagre-request ng certificate, hindi sila na-issuehan. At alam niyo yung common na na-observe namin, hindi naka-register sa registration form. Ganun ang nangyari, no? Or, nung nag-fill up sila ng registration form, tapos may nakalagay na question doon, di ba, na do you want to avail of the certificate of participation, something like that. May yes or no na option when you register. Kunyari, ang pinili niya doon, no, kasi hindi muna siya mag-a-avail. Pero nung nag-attend siya ngayon, nag-decide siya na mag-avail siya. So, di ba, magpo-post kami ng attendance sheet. Usually, ang pinipili nila doon, did you already paid? Something like that, yung question na yun. Ang pinipili nila, yes. Tapos saka sila magbabayad today. Pero ang pinili nila, yes. So, ang tendency, if you are going to select yes sa attendance sheet, hindi ka na i-require to upload a proof of payment. Tapos gumagamit kasi kami ng rules or ng filter sa Google Sheet. So nag-create kami ng filter so that we can easily identify kung sino yung list of individuals na bibigyan ng certificate. So ngayon dahil wala kang in-upload doon sa attendance sheet, so hindi siya nasasama sa list eh. Kaya yan, may mag-i-email sa amin, ma'am, hindi pa kami naka-receive ng certificate, and then to find out ganun nga ang nangyari pala. So ibig sabihin guys, kung merong attendance sheet na ipopost in few minutes, tapos hindi pa kayo nakabayad pero gusto nyo mag-avail, ang piliin nyo sa attendance, not yet. Tapos saka kayo magbayad and upload your proof of payment there. Pero if you already paid, tapos naka-register kayo sa attendance sheet, then piliin nyo yes kasi nakabayad na kayo. So that's why minsan marami kasi ako nare-receive na marami kaming nare-receive na email, hindi siya naka-receive ng certificate, it's because ganun nga ang nangyari. Okay? So yung mga previous topics naman namin, yung mga previous webinars na gusto nyo mag-avail ng certificate, the first thing that you need to do is to watch the recorded webinar. Panoorin nyo muna. And then once you are done, all you need to do is just to send us a message sa Facebook page namin na you are going to request for a certificate for that. Okay, mamaya, mag-attendance tayo. 11:16. So we still have like 44 minutes pa naman. Next is the role of HR policies and procedures in terms of organizational success and employee satisfaction. Na-mention ko sa inyo kanina na dapat, kumbaga parang, kumbaga hindi lang dapat ang kasi alam nyo kasi minsan, no? Minsan, or hindi naman most of the time, no? Pero minsan kasi, syempre yung HR is always yan siya sa side ng employer. 'Di ba? Kumbaga, kakampihan niya yung mga, syempre, binabayaran siya ng company. Kaya minsan, talaga, nasa employer side. Nasa employer side yung HR ba? Kasi syempre, yan yung kanilang duties and responsibility, no, to help the success of the business. Ganyan. Kasi nga, the HR department is in charge of monitoring the human capital of the business. Kumbaga, dinelegate na ng employer sa human resource department yung human capital na kailangan sa isang negosyo. Kasi 'di ba, if you are planning to start a business or if you are doing business right now, one of the 4 major capitals that you need to invest is human capital talaga. Merong financial capital, intellectual capital, social capital, and human capital. Or yung acronym natin for that, FISH. So that's why ang Human Resource Department, kapag gagawa ng policies and procedures, hindi lang dapat para magkaroon ng organizational success but also ng employee satisfaction. Siyempre, yung mga empleyado man ang backbone ng company. Without them, who can help you? No? Who can help you implement your business plan? Something like that. So, kaya ang role of HR policies in organizational success and employee satisfaction, i-discuss natin ngayon. Okay? So it plays a crucial role both pagdating sa organizational success pati sa employee satisfaction. Kapag clear and consistent ang pag-enforce ng policies, nasabi natin kanina merong fairness, walang bias na mangyayari. Okay? We will give an example or magbigay tayo ng scenario in regards to this one. Kunyari sa attendance policy. Di ba yung attendance policy na na-discuss na natin kanina? Yung attendance policy, for example, di ba it outlines the expectations about punctuality, gano'n, di ba? Absences, or yung mga leave and so on. So gano'n, di ba? Na-explain ko naman sa inyo kanina in regards to that. Ngayon, paano makakatulong or ano yung role? Ano yung role ng attendance policy? No? Ano yung role ng attendance policy for organizational success? So parang ganito yung mangyayari kasi 'di ba, organizational success and employee satisfaction. 'Di ba kailangan yung dalawang yun ang i-consider natin? Dapat kung gumagawa ka daw ng policies and procedures, you need to think of the benefits na pwedeng makuha ng organization, pati benefits ng makukuha ng empleyado para masatisfy siya. Pagdating sa organizational success based on attendance policy, this is what will happen. By ensuring that all your employees understand the importance of attendance, if your employees will understand the consequences if in case hindi nila susundin yung attendance policy, ang mangyayari, no, kung ang mga empleyado na intindihan ang importance of attendance policy, kung ang lahat ng empleyado alam ang consequences kapag hindi sila susunod, anong mangyayari? The organization or the company can maintain productivity, 'di ba? If ilalagay ng mga empleyado sa puso at isipan nila yung attendance policy and procedure, yung workforce can operate ng efficient. So that's part of organizational success. If clear, naintindihan yung attendance policy, ma-maintain ang productivity and efficiency ng workforce, especially those in the operation. On the other hand, paano naman masasatisfy ang employee pagdating sa employee satisfaction related to attendance policy? Well, syempre, no, yung pagdating sa, kung pag-uusapan natin yung benefit about employee satisfaction, kumbaga ma-appreciate yan ng mga employees, no? Employees will appreciate yung clarity at saka yung fairness of the policy. Kasi alam nila anong mangyayari if they are going to violate or if they are not compliant. Alam nila kung ano yung magiging consequences of their actions. So that's why if yung attendance policy nagawa ng maayos, na balance ang organization, ang organizational success and employee satisfaction, kung na-balance yan, marireduce yung anxiety sa workplace, kumbaga mababawasan yung uncertainty ng mga empleyado, and if that's the case, it will lead to a higher job satisfaction. Diba? Kaya importante na yung policies ulit na ginagawa natin, ano siya, anong tawag siya? Yung maka-benefit ang organization at saka yung mga employee. So clear policies can increase productivity by reducing confusion and conflict. Ito na-mention natin kanina, they also promote fairness and prevent discrimination or yung tinatawag nating favoritism. And of course, kapag naramdaman kasi ng mga employee na fair ang treatment at saka alam nila kung ano yung expected ng organization para sa kanila, mas magiging satisfied sila sa kanilang trabaho and it will lead na magkakaroon sila ng better performance. Let's give another example, no? Another policy. For example, yung performance management policy. Tingnan natin kung magbigay tayo ng example. Kasi kanina tapos na tayo sa attendance. For example naman, performance management yung policy na gagawin. Pag sinabing performance management, ito na yung policies and procedures ng organization kung paano i-evaluate ang mga employees, ang mga empleyado. Paano sila i-evaluate, parang ganyan. Kumbaga, the company will establish this particular policy, yung performance management policy, na kung saan etong policy na to will clearly define kung ano yung process ninyo of conducting evaluations. Siyempre, usually ang status ng isang empleyado under probationary. So sa Philippines, 6 months yun. Pero ang ginagawa kasi ng ibang HR department, no, after 6 months pa sila nagpe-performance evaluation. Pero actually dapat on the first 90 days or 3 months, dapat meron na kayong performance evaluation niyan. Hindi dapat natin hinihintay yung 6 months kasi baka mahirapan na tayong mag-adjust, parang ganyan. Mahi-hurt or kumbaga parang masasaktan yung empleyado na kapag mababa ang result ng kanyang performance evaluation after 6 months tapos sasabihin ng HR, unfortunately, based on the result of your performance evaluation, we cannot promote you to be a regular employee. So madadagdagan ng another 1 month ang pagiging probationary mo. So baka ang tendency mag-resign na lang siya, di ba? Kasi kumbaga, what I meant is parang mas maganda kung initially 90 days pa lang or 3 months, meron na kayong policy na meron kayong performance evaluation. Kasi bagong hire siya, di ba? So dapat after 3 months, mag-evaluate na kasama yung evaluation ng team leader, yung kanyang other team members, colleagues niya, and so on. Kasi para kung merong na-observe na kailangan pang i-improve, gagawin niya on the next 3 months. Para aware na kaagad siya ano yung kanyang mga weaknesses na kailangan niyang i-improve. 3 months pa lang. Para pagdating ng 6 month, yung performance evaluation mo, doon mo malalaman, may improvement ba based on the result of the 90 days performance evaluation? Kasi kung walang improvement, hindi talaga siya nag-improve. Kung pareho lang yung results ng 3 months and 6 months, walang improvement na nangyari. So yung performance management policy will also provide feedback to the employees. So that's why yung performance management policy, 'di ba? Pagdating sa organizational success, if you are going to align the organizational goals, if you are going to align the organizational values to the performance of every single individual in your company or every single person of the workforce, yung performance management policy can drive to a higher success. Yung performance management policy, kapag naka-align ito sa individual performance, it will be easier for the company to achieve the objectives. That's on the side of the organizational success. Pagdating naman sa employee satisfaction, 'di ba? 'Di ba yung mga empleyado, kapag nakaka-receive ka ng regular feedbacks or feedback, no? Kapag nakaka-receive ka ng feedback on a regular basis based on your performance, 'di ba you have the opportunity to further develop and further grow. Kaya kung meron kayong regular na policy about performance management or performance evaluation, kunyari every month, kunyari masipag talaga yung HR department every month. Or every quarter na lang kasi masyado namang yung every month. Baka mainis na rin yung empleyado. Ano ba to every month may evaluation? Siguro every quarter or twice in a year, depending nga sa policy ninyo, no? Pero every time na ine-evaluate sila at binibigay natin, dinidisseminate natin yung result, yung feedback na nag-gather natin, mas ma-feel nila na para silang vina-value. And they will feel more motivated. Di ba? Pero syempre, depende pa rin sa empleyado kung paano niya i-accept yung feedback. Minsan kasi yung constructive criticism, negative pa rin yung effect sa atin, sasama yung loob, di ba? Depende kasi yan sa tao kung paano niya i-accept yun. At depende din yan sa tao kung paano niya i-deliver yung feedback. Pero ang point natin dito in regards to employee satisfaction, pagdating sa performance management policy, yung mafe-feel talaga nila na binibigyan natin sila ng room for improvement. Binibigyan natin ng chance sa employee to identify eto yung mga weaknesses mo. Tapos eto yung may ugali ka na ayaw ng mga colleagues mo. Baka we can create a plan for that in order for you to improve this kind of attitude. Kaya tataas yung job satisfaction. Kaya mas magiging productive siya. At saka yung mga empleyado matatakot kasi. Kumbaga parang you are instilling some fear to them. No, para kang kumbaga parang merong fear na kapag merong evaluation on a regular basis, they will do their best. They will do their best. Kasi nga sa isip nila, uy, after 3 months evaluate tayo, dapat maayos yung performance natin. Okay? May nakalagay pala dito kasi after 6 months being probationary, di ba automatic ma-regular na po? Correct me if I'm wrong. Philippine-based, no? Philippine-based automatic yan. Pero actually hindi din siya automatic. Case-to-case basis din naman yan because again, it's based on the performance. Pero nga since I am in the online outsourcing for how many years no and we are dealing with foreign clients, actually Hindi yan automatic na 6 months. In abroad nga, 'di ba, sabi ko 3 months usually pwede nang maging regular na team member. Pero if mababa talaga ang performance evaluation after 6 months of being under probationary, pwedeng hindi siya i-proceed with the regular. Tapos kung mag-file siya ng complaint sa labor department, for example, then you can always show evidences na ito ang result ng performance evaluation niya from the team leader and so on. Yung evaluation methods natin, you can actually, like for example, pwede kang mag-gather ng customer feedback. Okay, like for example, kunyari, delivery services ang ino-offer ng company or logistics, for example. Tapos nagde-deliver sila. Pag nag-deliver na sila, make sure that post-delivery, you need to gather the feedback. Kasi makakatulong yung feedback ng customer sa pag-evaluate nung delivery personnel, yung driver, yung helper, and the logistics employee. Okay, that's one. Pwede kayong kumuha ng evaluation sa mga clients or sa mga customers. Parang kagaya sa hospital, bago ipa-discharge ang pasyente, binibigyan namin sila ng feedback form. Tapos nilalagay talaga nila doon yung feedback nila. May sama ng loob minsan yung iba naman ina-appreciate kami. Kasi kung merong sama ng loob, sinabi na, kunyari nagalit siya kasi itong nurse Piper na to and so on. So, pag nabasa yun ng head nurse na may complaint about nurse Piper, kakausapin. Perfect attendance or attendance, hindi naman required na dapat perfect talaga yung attendance, no? Pwede kayong mag-create ng policy in regards to the total number of days na dapat required na mag-work ang isang empleyado. So like for example, in 1 month, dapat 3 times ka lang pwedeng malate. So pwedeng ganun yung policy. So kung 5 times siyang na-late sa isang buwan, so that will affect the performance evaluation. So something like that. Okay? So always consider again every time you are creating policies and procedures based on the organizational success and employee satisfaction. Now, so bago tayo mag-proceed with this one, no, kasi it's 11:33, I am going to post here the attendance sheet para at least kasi minsan kasi nilalagay ko siya at the end of the webinar, tapos kailangan ko nang i-end minsan ang session, tapos minsan meron pang humahapol. So that's why as early as now, it's 11:33, I am going to post here the attendance sheet, no? So just wait for my chat sa Zoom. Sa mga Facebook Live naman, mag-wait lang kayo na i-comment ko. And then while I am preparing the attendance sheet, I will just play a video, tapos babalik ako for the discussion after playing this video. Okay? So standby lang kayo dyan and see you in few minutes.
Let's all welcome Miss Piper Lagwang.
The road to success is not easy to navigate. Yan yung lagi kong sinasabi sa mga participants. But, number 1, with persistent hard work. Number 2, well-founded drive. And number 3, unwavering passion. It is very promising to achieve your dreams.
Things that you might be considering would be the cost. It's part of your capital outlay. Learning is always part of your capital outlay. Let me leave this thought to you right now. If education or improving is really expensive, please don't forget this. Try ignorance. You will never go from there.
Attending events like this is very important because you will continue to grow, you know. In a case like this, who among us are actually gaining more? The speaker sharing or you guys? You guys. So always attending mga events like this would really help you out.
Your future is created by what you do today. Not by tomorrow, not by yesterday. So as much as possible, work hard. It's not na parang magic siya, na parang pag once gawin mo siya, pag pumasok ka sa freelancing o naging entrepreneur ka, everything will be good. No, it has a lot of hard work.
Personally, I'm encouraging everyone. So you get the benefit of how other online e-commerce, Filipino e-commerce people are also earning. I encourage you to use Payoneer because the savings, you get to go to Singapore. Click on refer a friend, and then when your friend earns $1,000 in Payoneer, both you and your friend get $25. Easy as that.
We connect 500 airports globally in 22 major hubs. So we serve more than 220 countries. There's only 12 countries that we don't serve. We serve North Korea. So baka lang may mag-order, kaya namin siya padala doon. Okay?
Okay, so I'm now back. So to those who are currently watching through our Zoom, can you please check the chat box? Kasi I already posted the link to the attendance sheet. Sa lahat naman ng nanonood through our Facebook live streaming, na i-comment ko na rin yung attendance sheet. So to those who are watching sa FB, please check the comment section. And again, eto yung instruction ko ha. Kapag hindi kayo naka-fill in sa registration form, yung pinakaunang form, pag hindi pa kayo doon naka-fill up ng information tapos hindi kayo nakabayad doon, and if you're planning to get a certificate today, just select not yet with the question, did you already pay the 50 pesos processing fee? Ay, ano nakalagay? Sorry ha, thank you for the comment. Ay, sorry, wait lang. Ayan, so can you please refresh? Thank you, JR Buzon. Naka-ano pala siya, naka-turn off na yung responses. So can you please, refresh the attendance sheet link na okay na. Naka-turn off pala yung accepting responses. So again, guys, reminder no to those na na ngayon pa lang magpe-pay kung sakali, just select not yet. Okay? Tapos kung nakabayad na kayo on the previous, yung sa registration form, if you already paid the 50 pesos, ang i-response nyo naman dito ngayon, yes na. Okay? Kasi nga minsan hindi nagagawaan ng certificate yung iba kasi mali yung pinili nilang sagot. Okay, so while you are filling in the attendance sheet, so lahat, even though hindi kayo mag-a-avail, mag-register na lang din kayo for record keeping purposes kasi we are also monitoring or gathering data kung ilan ang total participants, whether kung hindi kasi namin binibilang kung ilan yung nabigyan namin ng certificate. Kasi nga, 'di ba, this is a free webinar, so binibilang namin kung ilan yung participate especially on the attendance sheet namin. At saka comparing to the registration. Okay, so while you are doing that one, mag-continue na tayo kasi I still have like 20 minutes pa naman before tayo mag-end. So for next topic natin, para hindi masayang yung oras, no, just continue with your attendance sheet. Pag-usapan naman natin yung challenges. Okay? Siyempre, honestly speaking, mahirap mag-create ng policies and procedures. No, mahirap. Challenging talaga yun, especially kapag wala kang actual experience in doing policies and procedures. Ako kasi 'di ba, when I started doing business noong 2013, medyo na-practice or na-enhance ko na yung skill ko in terms of creating policies. Kaya somehow sa ngayon even though nag-create ako ng policies ngayon kasi I'm also working with a private hospital as their CQI or continuous improvement quality na specialist. So isa sa ginagawa ko is policy creation din. So ano yung mga challenges na pwede ninyong ma-experience? Okay? Siyempre, madami. Pero hindi natin i-enumerate lahat. Okay? So one challenge, no, is keeping policies up to date. Pag sinabi nating keeping the policies up to date, halimbawa, meron kayong changes in your employment policies. May mga changes. Kasi merong mga updates sa industry practices, meron tayong updates sa paggamit ng technology, 'di ba? So that's why kung ikaw yung responsible person in updating the policies of the companies, kailangan mo ding maging updated with the current trends. For example, magbigay tayo ng example dito para mas maintindihan siya, no. Yung kapag sinabi nating keeping policies up to date. Ang magiging impact kasi, no, yung magiging impact ng challenge na to, kapag meron kang failure in keeping your policies aligned with the current laws, pwedeng ma-expose ang company sa mga legal risk. Pwedeng makabayad ng penalty ang organization or baka pwede silang kasuhan. So that's why yung mga outdated policies na meron kayo, kapag hindi nyo i-update yan, di ba, outdated policies na siya, magkakaroon yan ng posibleng confusion from the employees. Mako-confuse na sila kasi outdated na yung policies. And dahil outdated na yung policies na yun, inconsistent na yung pag-apply or yung inconsistent na yung pag-follow ng mga employees to that specific rule. Okay? So that's why again guys, kailangan talaga ninyong maging up to date or updated yung mga policies na meron kayo. Ano ba yung mga example na palaging nag-change na mga policies? Halimbawa, pagdating sa compensation. 'Di ba compensation? Kasi from time to time nag-change ang batas ng Pilipinas about minimum wage, 'di ba? Nag-change ang batas ng Pilipinas about overtime. So that's why kung nag-release na ang DOLE or ang Philippine government ng panibagong minimum wage in your city, kunyari Davao City, tapos nag-increase na pala ang COLA, ang cost of living allowance, nag-increase na rin ang minimum wage, kailangan yung policy ninyo about employment, like the compensation policy, i-update nyo dapat yan para maiwasan na ma-expose kayo sa mga penalties or sa mga legal risk nga na sinabi natin kanina. So yan yung ibig sabihin ng first statement na keeping policies up to date. with the changes in laws, technology, and industry practices. Yung second naman dito, another challenge sa second sentence, nakalagay dyan, di ba? Ensuring that policies are communicated effectively to all employees. Meaning to say, isa sa pwede ninyong ma-experience na challenge in policy management and enforcement is yung pag-ensure ng effective communication. Ano ang magiging impact ng challenge na to if in case hindi mo siya ma-overcome o hindi mo siya gagawaan ng solusyon? So what will happen if yung pag-disseminate ninyo or yung pag-communicate ninyo about the policies is hindi maayos? Obviously, ang mangyayari, some of the employees will not comply. Some of the employees magkakaroon ng misunderstanding. Hindi masyadong maintindihan. So that's why yung effectiveness ng policy na yun, anong mangyayari? It will lead to inconsistencies. No? Hindi na pare-pareho yung ginagawa ng mga empleyado. Kasi ang sabi ng isang empleyado, di ba ang sabi ng policies, 15 minutes before our shift, dapat mag-report na tayo. Kasi kung hindi tayo mag-report, may deduction. Tapos sabi naman ng isang empleyado, walang deduction yun. Pero ina-advise lang tayo na dapat 15 minutes before our shift, mag-report na tayo para i-ready na natin yung workstation. So nagkaroon ngayon ng debate. Hindi. Ang sabi sa akin, during the onboarding, 15 minutes before shift, mag-report na tayo, tapos may bayad daw yun as overtime. Di ba? Hindi na clear. Di ba? If hindi effective yung pag-communicate ng mga policies, magkakaroon ng inconsistencies. Kaya dapat mag-identify kayo, paano nyo ba ito i-disseminate? Like for example, nakalagay dito no yung mga remote employees or yung mga work from home or malalay, kumbaga, they are working from home. Ganon. Kasi uso na yan ngayon. Like yung mga companies na nasa US, ang mga empleyado nila nasa Pilipinas. So how are you going to disseminate the information to your remote employees? So dapat mag-identify ka ng communication tool. Gagamit ka ba ng project management tool? Or meron ba kayong group chat? Pero minsan yung group chat kasi mahirap na mag-backread, di ba? Or meron ba kayong exclusive na Facebook group? And so on, depende kung ano yung gagamitin yung communication tool para ma-disseminate ng maayos yung policies. That's why, isa yan sa mga challenges na kailangan ninyong gawaan ng solution. Yung tinatawag nating effective communication of the policies. Yung pangatlo, so let's end after this slide, no, third and fourth. Tapos yung other slides na hindi ko na-discuss, i-review nyo na lang since comprehensive naman yung nilalagay ko sa slide ko, no? Kumbaga parang may explanation na rin. So i-review nyo na lang the moment you will receive a copy of my presentation. So siguro mamayang hapon isi-send ko sa inyo. Kasi kaya kong i-send later ng mga before 8 o'clock in the evening ang learning materials. Pero yung certificate, mga ano na siguro, tomorrow morning if you wake up and the sun does not appear. Kanta yun. I'll be there. Okay, third one, no? Nakalagay dito, challenging daw to maintain policies that remain relevant and applicable to all employees. In short, ito yung challenge na na-identify ko, no? Maintaining relevance despite of role changes. Singer. I mean, may compensation, minimum wage per region ang challenge sa amin. Yes. Alam mo, Miss Redjoy, no? That's also the reason kung bakit dahil sa provincial rate, maraming mga individuals from the provinces, they decided to work in big cities because of the minimum wage that they are offering. Actually, ako din. I am from Cotabato City, 'di ba? That's my beloved hometown. Mga nasa 6 to 8 hours ang layo niya from Davao City. Pero after I passed the board exam, sinabi ko talaga sa sarili ko na I will work here in Davao kasi mas mataas yung minimum wage. It's actually kumbaga yan yung ng mga Filipinos, may provincial rate. Okay, now going back. So, another challenge, yung pangatlo na challenge in terms of policy management and policy enforcement is yung pag-maintain ng pagiging relevance ng policy despite of the changes in the roles of the employees. Let's give an example, no? Kasi 'di ba, we cannot deny the fact na we are rapidly evolving in all industries in the Philippines, for example. Naapektuhan talaga tayo ng changes pagdating sa paggamit ng technology and connectivity. So that's why, because of the evolving changes or because of the evolving industries, because of the changes na ine-embrace natin related to ICT or Information and Communications Technology, ang duties and responsibilities ng mga empleyado minsan kailangan ding mag-evolve para ma-meet ang demand ng market. So kunyari yung dati mong empleyado, meron kang, sasabihin na lang natin, for example, sa accounting or sa billing na lang, sa billing department ng isang hospital. So dati, ang ginagawa ng billing for almost 20 years, halimbawa, ang billing processes or procedure, ang ginagawa nila manual. They are doing it manual. Ibig sabihin, pen and paper. Pero after 20 years, nag-decide ang employer kasi nagbago na yung management na let's start using an automated tool. No? Magpagawa tayo ng software for billing para mas mapabilis na yung trabaho ninyo. So because of that, because the hospital will embrace to a software para mas mapabilis yung billing, so yung roles and responsibilities ng mga billing staff magbabago na din 'yon. 'Di ba? Kaya yung policy and procedures, dahil may software na nagagamitin, magiging outdated ngayon yung policy na yon. So i-review ulit yon, 'di ba? Mag-policy review na naman kayo ulit. Kasi kailangan i-include na doon sa policies and procedures yung paggamit ng bagong software. Diyan papasok yung training and development para sa mga billing staff. Kasi kailangan i-train ang mga billing personnel about the new software that the hospital will use, and that's the role of HR, training and development team. 'Di ba? So yung HR compliance team, magpa-policy review sila, mag-procedure review sila. Kasi if in case lang na kapag nag-evolve kayo, tapos hindi updated yung policies, so magkakaroon ng confusion, 'di ba? Or minsan baka ma-frustrate ang mga empleyado dahil outdated na yung policies at hindi na nagre-reflect sa kanilang actual na job responsibilities. Kumbaga parang mafe-feel nila na may bagong software pero hindi man tayo nag-undergo ng training, 'di ba? Hindi man tayo nila tinuruan. So mababawasan ang productivity. Mababawasan ang productivity, tapos hindi na sila masyadong mag-engage. So that's why, again, nakalagay sa aking slide, it can be challenging to maintain policies that remain relevant and applicable to all employees because palaging may changes na nangyayari. Na-introduce na naman sa atin ng AI or artificial intelligence. So, baka in the future, yung mga companies will also embrace on that. And the last one, before we will end, the last challenge is yung pag-enforce ng policies. Paano ba siya ma-disseminate ng maayos? Parang kagaya din ito sa explanation ko kanina about ensuring effective communication. So kapag sinabi nating enforcing policies, kumbaga, how can you maintain consistency across every single team in the organization? Or pwede ring ma-consider yung location. At medyo mahirap yun, di ba? Kasi kung magiging inconsistent yung policy enforcement ninyo, no, kung hindi kayo consistent ba sa pag-enforce ng policy, kunyari, kunyari, ang head office is nasa Manila, tapos may branch sa Cebu, may branch sa Davao. So, di ba magkakaiba ng location? Kung hindi na-enforce ng maayos yung policies, kunyari, palagi na lang in favor ang organization sa mga empleyado ng taga Manila as compared sa empleyado ng nasa Cebu branch. No, kapag hindi consistent, no, ang pag-enforce ng mga policies and procedures geographically, anong mangyayari? 'Di ba mababawasan yung trust na pwedeng ibigay sa business or sa employer? Or makaka-feel ng favoritism. Sasabihin ng mga taga Davao, bakit yung 13th month pay natin wala pa, pero yung nasa Manila, lagi ng mga empleyado nabigay na sa kanila. 'Di ba? Or bakit yung nasa Cebu, naka-aircon lagi yung office nila, pero bakit dito sa Davao hindi tayo binibigyan ng aircon para maging aircon yung office natin? So if that's the case, 'di ba? Mafe-feel ng empleyado na merong favoritism, mangluod sila, 'di ba? Mafe-feel na merong favoritism or unfair ang treatment. So that's why enforcing policies consistently can be challenging. Kaya kailangan yung gawaan ng solution yan. Para hindi mabawasan yung trust rating na pwedeng ibigay sa inyo ng empleyado. Si HR man ang responsible for that. Kasi sabi ko kanina, the Human Resource Department with different teams, sila ang responsible para sa human capital na kailangan ng isang company or ng isang organization. So, make sure na 4 lang yung identify natin, no? So that's why make sure na as an HR personnel, as the HR team, policies and procedures under ng compliance team, so dapat ma-address ng maayos ang challenges na to. Kaya, eto yung advice or wrap up na pwede kong sabihin sa inyo before we end our session. Kailangan talagang magkaroon kayo ng mga proactive na measurements na gagawin. Proactive. Kagaya halimbawa ng regular policy reviews. The compliance team must always review, no, all the policies of the company, of the organization, kung ano yung relevant at saka yung outdated na. So you need to have regular policy reviews. You need to identify effective communication strategies. Yan, kailangan nyo rin. How are you going to disseminate updates to all your staff? Pwede rin naman, another one that I can suggest is to provide training, especially kapag may mga bagong tools na gagamitin ng isang department. And yung pinaka-role talaga ng compliance team under the HR department na responsible in policies and procedures is to track or to monitor the compliance of the policies by the employees. So that's why sa lahat ng mga magiging future HR personnel here, you need to stay vigilant. You need to be responsive to changes in laws, changes in technology, no, changes in the workforce dynamics. You also need to stay vigilant, no, para ma-maintain ang effective na human resource policies and procedures. Kasi kung magagawa nito ng maayos, you will achieve both organizational success and second one, employee satisfaction. Okay? So it's already 12 noon and I will offer, I will end, may nabasa kasi akong question, and I will end my discussion with this one. So huwag na tayong mag-overtime. Meron din kasi akong speaking engagement by 1 o'clock, customer service yun. Pero it's an exclusive event for the logistics company based in Marikina. Okay guys, wala po bang webinar sa Facebook last February about HR training and development? HR training and development, February 3 siya. So wala siya nung January. Ang meron kami nung January, human resource management. Kumbaga yun yung pinaka basic understanding of HRM. So that's why walang webinar or walang webinar about training and development ng January. Okay? Ano to mga questions? If you want to ask quick questions lang ha, basahin ko lang dito sa Zoom. Coach Piper, what if mag-avail din po ng certificates sa previous topics? So if you want to avail again certificates for the previous topics, just check our Facebook page, yung Ronald Piper Rambuanga, yung in-email ko sa inyo, 'di ba may Facebook page kung saan tayo nagla-live ngayon. Punta lang kayo ng videos. Lahat ng mga webinars na kinandak namin, recorded siya. Starting January and February, lahat ng recorded session na sa Facebook page. Just go to videos. And then once you are done watching it, just send us a message if you want to request for a certificate. Thank you po. Nakakuha talaga ako ng knowledge and speaker. Very good. Thank you po, Miss Alora. Okay, I hope naka-attendance. Internship namin, meron ang Knights of Online Marketers internship program, pero it's a paid internship for 1,000 pesos, 160 hours or 1 month na internship yon. 160 hours in total ang aming internship program. Wala po bang ibang available webinar bukas? Bukas, wala kaming webinar. Ang pinaka-nearest namin na next schedule is ngayong Wednesday, February 21. Pero that is all about marketing naman. 6:00 ng gabi yun. So yan yung pinaka-next namin na webinar. Sa attendance sheet, actually no, even though na hindi nakapag-join yung isang individual na nag-register, kunyari nag-register siya nung una, pero hindi siya naka-join ngayon, bibigyan pa rin namin ng certificate yon kung nagbayad siya. Kasi meron namang recorded. Kasi pwede niyong panoorin yon kung sakali. So yung mga kahit na hindi naka-attendance ngayon pero nakabayad sa registration form, they will still receive a certificate. Posible po ba maka-request ng advanced certificate sa financial literacy? So eto na yung sinabi natin kanina na meron kaming policies and procedures with that. So pwede ninyong i-PM so that I can send to you the policies and procedures in terms of requesting for certificates in advance. Excited for next Zoom records management. Records management, yes. This was actually a suggestion. No, nakikinig naman kami sa mga suggested topics ninyo. Tapos meron kasing nag-recommend about records management, and since we are doing it naman, so this coming March 2, that's records management. Thanks for the input today. Okay. Salamat po, ang galing naman. Thank you, Eileen. Malaking tulong po ito sa mga micro-entrepreneur. Yes, sa mga nagsisimula ng business. Thank you po, ang galing. I've learned so much. Guys, thank you sa inyong mga sa review. Actually, ang suggestion ko, kung sakaling na maganda yung feedback ninyo, I am always recommending na mag-leave kayo ng review sa Facebook page namin. Di ba palagi ko yung sinasabi, every time I am sending the certificates, na if you have an extra time, baka pwede kayong mag-leave ng review sa aming Facebook page. Okay? Yung sa Ronald Piper Rambuanga or sa Knights of Online Marketers. I'm an HR practitioner for almost a decade. I want to congratulate you for detailed and explanation. Wow, thank you very much, Mami. Meron tayong positive feedback from an HR practitioner for almost 10 years. nagustuhan niya daw yung ating presentation. Thank you, ma'am, and I hope to see you soon with our other HR-related webinar. Sige guys, bali it's 12:05 na I will end our session. So if you have further questions, i-PM nyo lang kami sa aming page. Minsan late lang kami mag-respond no, kasi may other activities kaming ginagawa. Pero kapag nagkaka-time naman kami, binabasa naman namin. So I apologize if in case lang talaga na matagal kaming mag-reply sa mga concerns ninyo, no? What if po nag-register in advance pero kinlik ang not avail certificate kasi wala pang available GCash pero upon attendance nagbayad po? Makakakuha pa rin po. Just make sure na kapag no ang pinili ninyo during the registration, ang pipiliin ninyo sa attendance sheet again is not yet. Kasi ngayon pa lang kayo magbabayad, so not yet, para ma-upload ninyo yung proof of payment. Kasi kung mag-yes kayo, kasi magbabayad kayo ngayon no, tapos nag-yes ka, wala kang option to upload the proof of payment. Kaya hindi nasasali sa pag-create ng certificate. So that's why not yet ang piliin if today pa kayo magbabayad. I hope you have longer hours for training kahit with fee. Actually, yan din yung isa sa mga considerations namin na we will conduct HR management training talaga. Kasi this is just a webinar. So this is more on knowledge sharing. So we are actually planning to conduct a training talaga for HR management. Entrepreneur here with my husband for more than a day. Wow, maraming mga business owners. Pareho tayo kasi magte-10 years na rin ako. Mag-1 decade na rin this coming July. So guys, maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. I will now end. If you have further questions, just send us a message. Maraming salamat po sa inyong time. Just follow our page para updated kayo sa future training namin, especially related to HR. Iko-cover natin yung lahat ng mga aspects ng HR. Talent acquisition, training and development, policies and procedures, and workplace safety. Goodbye everyone! I will just play at the last video pero pwede na kayong mag-leave ha, wala nang problema. Pwede na kayong mag-leave. Mag-play lang ako ng video just to give time to those na mag-fill up pa ng attendance sheet. So thank you, enjoy the rest of the day, and see you in our other webinars.
The CIO studio at the City Hall. This is Tagum News Central with Louie Lapan.
Prominence of the online economy, and with more people engaged in both buying and selling stuff on the internet, the city of Tagum is riding the waves to help online entrepreneurs make a mark in the online world, staying true to its mission of providing excellent employment and livelihood services to Tagumeños. The Public Education and Employment Services Office recently launched Project Boost, boosting online opportunities and services for Tagumeños. Beneficiaries were subjected to a 10-day rigid training given for free by the local government, giving them the tools and tricks of the trade to make them competitive in the online arena. Our correspondent Ziara Manalo begins our broadcast tonight with an in-depth look of Project Boost and how it prepares Tagumeño online entrepreneurs to laugh all the way to the bank. Here's the report.
Bringing the online opportunities and services to Tagumeños is one of the new angles that the Public Education and Employment Services Office, or PISO, is eyeing for this year. This is made possible as the LGU's newest department launched its first ever Project Boost last May 28, which ended on June 11, 2018. The program offers 10 modules which explore administrative services, content management, Facebook advertisement, and online reputation management, among others. PISO partnered with a skills development company, the Knights of the Online Marketers, which is based in Davao City, to fully realize this program.
The online outsourcing industry is actually for everyone. Hindi mahirap makahanap ng trabaho, especially if you have a lot of skills in using the ICT into its full advantage.
A former nurse, Madel Tumulak, one of the 25 beneficiaries, stressed the importance of learning this technology for people like her who wants to work home-based.
Tanan man jud inclined sa computers, at least ginatudluan ta diri unsaon proper way sa pag-utilize sa computer, especially na information technology era na to karon.
Ni-focus ta on the ICT nga program nag-elevate na jud ang peso na dili na siya the usual nga referral to establishment, referral to asa na mga employers, but now ni-embark tag another na it's a kulba sa among part because it's the first time na ni-adapt ani nga program.
Well, the program is set to make Tagum City as one of the most competitive cities in terms of ICT integration. It ultimately aims to help interested Tagumeños to be effective online entrepreneurs. Reporting for Tagum News Central, Ziara Manalo, CIO Tagum.